Welcome to Pack 4, this is question 1a. We're asked to estimate, which means not work out exactly, so if you have a calculator you do not type this in. We need to round these numbers and get a rough answer for this question. So, first of all, 421, we could round that to 400. 69, we'd round that to 70, and 1.9, we'd round that to 2 and keep that squared. So 400 times 70, well 7 times 4 is 28, and then we've got 3 zeros to put on there. And then on the bottom, 2 squared is 4, so we simply need to do 28,000 divided by 4. 28 divided by 4 is 7, and then those 3 zeros. So the estimation of this is 7,000. So 1b, if you need this question and you got the previous one wrong and you want some more practice, goes like this. 298, that would round to 300. 19, that would round to 20, and the bottom 9.95, that would round to 10. So 300 times 20, 3 times 2 is 6, and there's 3 zeros, so 6,000 divided by 10, and that is 600. So an estimation of this is 600. Question 2a. For this one, we're asked to calculate the circumference. The formula for that is pi times diameter. So for the first one, we have pi times 20, which comes out at 62.8 centimeters. For the next one, we have pi times 12, and the reason it's 12 is we're only given the radius, so if you double that, you've got 6 add 6, which equals 12. Pi times 12 is 37.7 centimeters. Question 2b, if you needed that one, we've got pi times 8, because we've got another 4 here to make the whole diameter. That comes out as 25.1 centimeters. And then pi times 30, that comes out at 94.2 centimeters. Question 3a, calculate the surface area. The surface area of a cuboid like this is the area of all of the faces. Now we can see 3 of those faces. The first one is 10 by 4, which equals 40. The second face on the top is 10 by 3, which equals 30. And the final face, face 3 on the right hand side there, that's 3 by 4, which equals 12. So if we add all of these up, we get 82. That accounts for the 3 faces we can see on the front. Then 82 times by 2 equals 164, and that's your answer, 164 centimeters squared. Here's question 3b if you want to try it. So in the same way, we've got face 1, 2 and 3. Face 1 is 6 by 5, which is 30. Face 2 is 6 by 4, which is 24, and face 3 on the side is 5 by 4, which is 20. Add all those up and you get 74, and then 74 times 2 equals 148. So that's our answer, 148 centimeters squared. Question 4a, calculate the area. So we have a compound shape here, which you would need to split into 2 shapes. Now this is only one way of doing it. You could split it vertically as well here. There's shape A and shape B. So shape A is a rectangle which is 14 along the top and the height of which is 5. The reason it's 5 is because this whole height is 10, that height is 5. 10 take away 5 is 5. So for A we need to do 14 times 5, which is 70. B is simply 6 by 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Add those together and you get 100 centimeters squared. It's question 4b if you want to try that one. So again, let's split it in 2 shapes. We've got A and B. Shape A comes out as 11 by 4, which is 44. And shape B is, well, it's 6 here, and we need to work out this length. We've got 11 along the top there and 7 there, leaving 4 for this length here. So 6 by 4 equals 24. Add these up, 68 centimeters squared. It's question 5a. Solve this. We've got x's on both sides for this equation. We've got 7x here and 4x here. There's more x's on the left, so I'm going to collect the x's on the left. So the first thing I do is take 4x from both sides. 7x take away 4x is 3x. I've still got negative 3, and then I've got 18. I now add 3 to both sides. Gives me 3x equals 21, and finally divide 3 on both sides gives you x equals 7. 5b if you wanted to try that one. Again, I've got more x's on the left, so I'll get rid of the 4x on the right, take 4x from both sides. I get 5x plus 15 equals 40. And then I'll deal with the 15, take 15 from both sides. Then 5x equals 25, in which case x, divide both sides by 5, equals 5. Question 6a. Now for this question, x is given as 0.2 and we're given this complicated expression here. What we need to do is substitute 0.2 into that expression. So we've got brackets 2 times x, now we know that's 0.2, plus 5, all of that to the power 2.1, all divided by 0.2 squared. And if you type that whole thing there on your calculator exactly as it is, you'll get an answer of 862.9 if we round it to 1 decimal place. 6b, if you wanted to try that, so again we've got y as 1.9 here, so we're going to write this out, and everywhere there's a y we're going to write 1.9. So we've got bracket square root 1.9 plus 2 times 1.9. Close bracket, we've got that squared, divided by 1.9, there's a y here, take away 1. If you type that in exactly as it is there, you'll get the answer 29.8, rounded to 1 decimal place. 7a is a time question, so we've got a clock with a time on it. It says what is the time 20 minutes before that's shown on the clock. So at the moment on the clock, the big hand is at the 9, so that's a quarter to, so that's 45, and it's on its way to 7, so it must be 6:45. If we go back 20 minutes, so we bring the big hand back, that's back 5, 10, 15, 20, we're at 25 past, so the answer is 6:25. For this one here, the time is at 10 minutes past, and this hand's just gone past the 4, so currently at 4:10, and it's saying what's the time 15 minutes before that. So if we're here currently, we go 5, 10, 15 back, so we must be at 5:2, and it's gone past the 4, so just before the 4 is the 3, so it's 3:55. Okay, so an exchange rates question, we've got £1 is $1.3. So to go from here, I'd need to times 1.3. Going back from dollars to pounds, I need to divide by 1.3. So £13 changed into dollars and going this direction, so times 1.3. You type that in and you'll get $16.90. Remembering that 0 there is very important. You can't just put a 0.9 because we need to have 2 decimal places for money answers. This time we're going from dollars back to pounds, so we'll divide by 1.3. So you type that one in and you will get pounds this time, not dollars, and it comes out as 38.46, rounded to 2 decimal places again. It's question 8b if you wanted to try it. So similar logic, going this way we will times by 1.45, going back we'll divide by 1.45. So we've got £25, we're going from pounds to euros, so we're multiplying by 1.45, that comes out as 36.25 euros. Going back this way, we're dividing, so 17 divided by 1.45 comes out as, in terms of pounds, £11.72. Question 9a, we've got to get the area of this trapezium. Now the formula for an area of a trapezium is half a plus b, where this is a and this is b, the 2 parallel lines on the shape. So we've got 8 plus 12 there, and then times by the height of this one's 6. So we've got half of 8 plus 12 is 20, times 6, half of 20 is 10, times 6, that comes out as 60 centimeters squared. It's question 9b, if you needed that one. Now slightly trickier, these are the 2 parallel lines this time, so we've got half of 13 plus 9 times by the height. Now the height of this one is 10, not 9 here, that's a diagonal height. The height needs to make a right angle perpendicular line to one of the base or the top, so times the height 10, so we've got half of 13 plus 9 is 22, and then times that by 10, half 22 is 11, times 10 is 110 centimeters squared. On to the final question then. So 10a, we need to calculate the mean number of pets per student. So the first thing we would do was multiply the number of pets by the number of students to try and work out the total number of pets. 0 times 8 is 0, 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3. So if we add these up, we get that there are 13 pets, and the number of students, well, we've got 8, add 4, that's 12, add 3, that's 15, and then 16. So what we need to do is 13 pets divided by the 16 students, and that gives us 0.8125. Okay, and the final one, B, if you wanted to have a go at this in the same way as before, to work out the mean number of goals per game, you first of all need to work out how many goals there were. So there were 0 goals here, 1 times 6, 6 goals here, 2 times 7, 14 goals here, 3 times 2, 6 goals here. Add all that up, you get 26 goals. And then if we add up the number of games, 5 add 6, add 7 add 2, we get 20. So to calculate the mean number of goals, 26 divided by 20, 1.3 goals per game. That's the end of Pack 4. Please try Pack 5, the next video in this series.